Guapissimo. Alright, question from Strength Hacks Coaching. I've seen your seated overhead press videos and they are very strong. How did you program your seated overhead press? It would be very cool video to learn from. Okay. Long story short, shoulders were my weakest muscle. Starting from even beginning of training, when I was actually doing calisthenics, I couldn't do a handstand push-up to save my life. I got good at push-ups, right? I got the chest development. I had big shoulders from pull-ups and push-ups. And then I did weights for the first time, weighing 210. My standing overhead press max was 135 pounds, right? That was over 10 years ago. And then I did a strength cycle, right? That was over 10 years ago. And then I did a strength cycle. I gained 15 pounds on it. And my bench press then was 260 pounds. My standing shoulder press was 150 pounds. Long story short, I got to a point where I was doing a lot of standing overhead press. I got to 240 pound max years later. And then strict, weighing 250. And then weighing 250, I got to a 250 seated shoulder press. And then I did a lot of volume, right? I was doing high reps. I started with low reps, obviously. I was doing a weight I could get for maybe a set of 8 to 10 reps, starting with maybe sets of 3. So I was using, my max was 250. So I was using weight like 135 pounds. I mean, not 135, 185 pounds. And I was doing sets of 3 to already easy sets of 8 for high volume, then easy sets of 9. Then I got to a point where I was getting stronger, even getting stronger on all the other upper body lifts, like bench press was getting strong, dips were getting strong, and incline was getting strong, dumbbell shoulder press. So I was training every angle, every pressing exercise, including the body weight ones. And then on top of that, doing seated shoulder press. I got to a point where I was doing 4 sets of 13 reps with 185 pounds. And I was a jacked, lean 250 pounds. And then weeks later, I got to a point where I was doing 8 sets of 6 with 200 pounds. And then 3 sets of 8 with 200 pounds. And a set of 6 with 200 pounds after. And that was being a jacked 250 pounds lean. And then I got to a point, right? After all that training, I was just Bulgarian, that's not a word. Doing Bulgarian program where I'll just go for max if I can. I hit a new max a little later of 260 pounds body weight. I'm not 260 pounds body weight. But I did, actually, believe it or not, I went from 250 to 260 pounds body weight. Because I enjoyed food so much, I lost discipline. And that got my shoulder press stronger. I went from a 250 pound lean person with 250 pound seated shoulder press to a 260 pound, a little chubbier but still pretty lean, to a 260 pound shoulder press. And still weighing in the low 260s, maybe 262. I got to a 275 pound shoulder press. And this seated. And this was nothing on my shoulder, nothing, no elbow sleeves, no wrist wraps. It was strict. And then eventually I got so fat standing, 275, I was 275 pounds doing a strict 275 pound shoulder press. And I was even doing volume standing, doing eventually 4 sets of 6 with 225 standing. After doing 5 sets of 5 with 275 standing and 6 sets of 4 and 8 sets of 2 with 225 standing. And get every ounce of pressing up, standing press up, and then seated press up. And then even the incline helps. And your flat bench helps. Your dips help. And handstand push-ups have some help, obviously. And weight gain also helps. And long story short, I got to a point where I got so fat where I was gaining weight. I still had a lot of muscle, and I was filling out my body weight. So bench press was going up, shoulder press was going up. I was doing the low reps again with 225. Started doing sets of 2. Eventually got to a point where I was doing a seated 5x5 with 225 with ease. And some of my rep sets were high rep sets. I was doing 185 for 20 reps, 200 for 17 reps. That was in the summer, before the 300. And then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? Let me add wrist wraps, elbow sleeves, and then I did an easy 300. I could have done 315 after, but little butt rides. If I did 315 before the 300, 315 would have gone up. But I want to solidify 300-pound club first because I never did it before. Never did anything more than 275. So I want to at least enter 300. At least 315 will happen for real. And who knows, maybe 350 pounds, maybe 365, maybe 405 if ever. And this is all naturally. Considering I wasn't able to do a handstand push-up, considering 135 was my max, and 150 pounds shoulder press was over 10 years ago. That was my weakest lift, weighing 210, pretty jacked. And believe it or not, when I was even starting out, like a year after my freshman year of high school, the 10-pound dumbbells were pretty hard to shoulder press. I could barely, one band kid who was smaller than me was bench pressing the 40s. I couldn't do it. The 25s were hard. I could even shoulder press the 20s in the football weight room. Yet the strong kid in my grade was doing the 60s with ease, with seated shoulder press. I couldn't do the 20s, yet alone bench press it. And he was shoulder pressing the 60s. And so it can be done, folks. And now I might be on my way to definitely gonna get 315 natty shoulder press, which I never thought I would do. Even a 500-pound bench press natty. And I might even be weighing under 300. Who knows? And who knows, if possible, I might even get a 405-pound natty strict shoulder press seated, which is beyond what I ever thought I would do. Especially someone as weak of a presser as me, with long arms, below average genetics when it comes to pressing. Starting with a 95-pound bench press weighing 150, failing 100, being crushed by 185. In fact, my first 185-pound strict shoulder press was when I weighed 230 pounds lean. And what else? And every time I tried 185 in high school before my calisthenics career, even when I bulked up to 200 pounds, I was getting pinned by it. And my max was 135. So I pretty much gave you tips. So cliffs, train every press, get stronger, use all the rep ranges, do dumbbell shoulder press, all rep ranges, low reps, high reps, volume, do dips, do incline, do seated, do standing, do bench press, do calisthenics, weighted calisthenics, hard calisthenics, gain weight, and progressive overload, or however effective way you do to get stronger, and every little bit over time. And that's how I did it. And if you have any more questions, more exercises you want me to cover, put below. Happy New Year, 10 minutes, and we out. Hopefully there's an ad. Peace.